And for those haters who hate my chicken song, this is just for you with a little chef's kiss.
Are you ready? Ready? Let's do it. Got a big black pickup. He's a rapping star. He flicks chickens. He sets a low bar. He thinks he's Jesus. See the watch he bought? He's big time crazy when he thinks he's not. He's a little bit. 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 La 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 la. A little bit Justin. Oh la 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 la. A little bit Justin. Hide your chickens, eggs are busting. He's a little bit Justin. He's a homo basher. He's an ageist too. Wishing cancer, heart attacks too. He hates old ladies. He's going to sue. He thinks he's Jesus. Come join his crew. Let's do it. He's a little bit. La 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 la. A little bit Justin. La 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 la. A little bit Justin. La 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 la. A little bit Justin. Hide your chickens, eggs are busting. He's a little bit Justin. A little bit Justin. Ooh, a little bit Justin.
Okay, that's done. You're welcome. You're welcome. You guys that, love to hate on my rap, fuck you. Anyway, or bite me. How's that? Okay, you guys, just really quickly, this is the half-week show. Our emotional support Canadian has agreed to co-host today, very graciously. You guys, everybody needs an emotional support Canadian. Yeah, so really quickly over in there, John aside, hey, John, happy birthday, you little motherfucker. Happy birthday, sweetheart. You're going out for brunch, breakfast, lunch, food. Drew J. Hey, Drew J. Kory's here, Drew J. Yay. Miss Jolly BB Headcase. Hi, sweetheart. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Okay. Jonacide ordered chicken fried steak. Yeah, but boy, lots of gravy and a biscuit. Yeah. Okay, who else is over in here? Who else is over? Just really quick. Joker 37, the other half of the dastardly duo. Thanks, honey, for showing up. Cowboy. I'm scrolling down. I think. Did I see Tiff over there? Did I see Tiff? Okay, maybe not. I don't think I saw Tiff over there. Okay, you guys. Let's bring on our co-host. Oh shit, wait. Okay, so wait. I have to look at my phone. This is so rude. Oh God. Okay, what's today? Wednesday. Okay, that's a work thing, but I'll get to it later. Okay, Jonacide, you're buffering really bad. Are you on your phone? How's your Wi-Fi where you are? Yeah. Okay. Joker says take a shot every time gets said. I have no idea. You guys are starting already being a mystery over there. Okay, you guys, here it is. Here she is. Here they are. God forgive me for my lack of proper pronounage these days. Fuck. Okay, so you guys, here she is, America's favorite emotional support Canadian. It's Kory. Hi, Kory.
Hello.
Good to see you.
There you are. Hello.
Thanks for
I know I
being
look
here.
really pale. It's just the light. There's nothing I can do. It's either I'm going to sit here in the dark or the light. So it's like,
Yeah.
Hey, Drew. Hey, everyone.
Okay. Okay, John is over in a restaurant. What you
And
gonna
I'm just
do?
warning you now. You might hear like a scream. My friend is waiting to get her needle, and she screams. So I'm just warning you. If you hear a blood curdling scream, it's okay.
It's the usual.
It's the
Yeah,
usual every 2 week needle. It's. But no,
yeah,
sometimes she really screams. We tried to but they're having some big discussion about skin degradation or something. I don't know. I kept trying to tell them, just give her the needle already and go on live.
yeah. I
So I'm
get
just,
that lingo because it's uh, you can have deterioration if you get injections in the same place all the time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You've got
So,
a loss of integrity of your some shit under your skin.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
something. So they're still talking. Yeah. So I'm just warning you, if you hear this blood curdling scream, that it's okay.
we'll know from whence yeah, stems. Okay, so I if Dania is watching, if Jiggy's mom is watching, I haven't talked to her in a while because our schedules are so wildly different. But Dania, I went to my cardiologist
Say, tell her.
after 2 years. I did go back to the cardiologist because man, I avoid doctors. Boy, do I. So I got all these tests, and he called me yesterday, and he was giving me my numbers. He told me my cholesterol level, and I said, What are the numbers?" And he says, "Okay, 266 for cholesterol," and that's the highest it's ever been in my life. But then I also know if the other cholesterol, what is it, the LDL, if that is also high,
Yeah.
that makes it okay. So my LDL, my other cholesterol was high enough that it sort of counterbalances that. Pay attention to both numbers, you guys. But he
Yeah.
says, if, and so I said, well, I can adjust my fucking diet. Well, I didn't say fucking to him at that point in the conversation. But yeah,
You're gonna hear me and my doctor.
oh, yeah. Oh, it gets better. But I told him I could do dietary adjustments and probably bring that down on my own. He
Yeah.
says, yeah. He says, well, if you can't, we'll check you out in a couple of months. He says, maybe I can give you just a mild cholesterol medication. And he stressed mild because he knows that I'm extra hyper reactive to prescriptions.
Oh,
You know, half or even a quarter of a regular person's dose does it for me because my body's real responsive. So he's real careful. So he says, well, let's see how it goes.
oh wow.
Then he says, okay, he's going down all my results, and he says, okay, you're 25 hydroxy vitamin D. I know that is important. I know vitamin D levels are really important, and we have a
And
global
binge well.
epidemic, even in tiny children, low vitamin D levels because nobody goes outside anymore. Our
Not
food is
exactly.
as nutritious as it used to be. So I said, okay, what are the numbers for the 25 hydroxy vitamin D? He says, there are no numbers. And I said, huh? And he says, you have no vitamin D in your body.
That's
And
not good.
he's been a cardiologist for what, 25, 30 years. He says, I have never seen a patient with no vitamin D. And I said, oh, fuck. He says,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So I have no vitamin D,
Wow.
no numbers. And my boss, my boss used to be alarmed if people were like 16, or whatever. I have no numbers at all. I did not, my vitamin D didn't even register on the, oh, is she getting her needle?
That's not as
Okay.
bad
Well,
as it usually is. Sometimes it's like blood curdling. That
oh,
wasn't that bad. So that wasn't
tell
that
her
wasn't so bad.
she's a brave girl and we all are applauding.
She knows. So
Okay.
it just depends on the needle because it's one of those ones.
Or,
It's like an EpiPen, and they got to put it against, and then they press it, and it goes in.
and they
But
have to press hard too.
it is quite painful. So,
Yeah.
but
Oh
yeah,
man.
so that's all finished. So, wasn't
Oh,
the blood
good.
curdling? No,
Okay,
sometimes
onward.
she really screams. Like sometimes it sounds like somebody's being murdered. We always wonder. I wonder what the neighbors think is going on.
Okay, Joker 37, vitamin D code for something. No, 25 hydroxy vitamin D. You need vitamin D
Really?
to help your organs do what they're supposed to do. And vitamin D deficiency can impact cognitive decline.
And your bones too. Doesn't vitamin D and
Oh,
calcium together also?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Vitamin D is the bone builder.
And
I
calcium,
have
yeah.
none.
You
Boy,
gotta
I
take it
don't dare
together.
fall down. I'll break both hips, crack my skull, and break a shoulder. Yeah.
Well, don't be doing that. That wouldn't be
Oh,
good.
I'll try not to do that. But anyway, so I'm taking vitamin D now. And he says, okay, please. And so, I don't take shit, but man, this is kind of alarming to me. You know, uh,
That's yeah, to have like no vitamin D at all.
no
That's
vitamin D. So I'm
that's a little bit
taking,
scary.
I know. So he says, are you taking, so he gave me a prescription for vitamin D. And then I also bought some on my own that I've started on. And he says, what is? I said, okay, it's a liquid. I says, it's 1,000 micrograms per drop. I said, I take 10 to 15 drops a day. So that's 10 to 15,000, micrograms. He says, okay, that's a good start to load up like that. He says, you probably won't need to continue it, but I am because,
Yeah,
that's
just to
alarming.
yeah, and you can go on a lower dosage once you kind of level out, kind of
It-
thing too,
it-
right?
it-
So
yeah, yeah, if that ever
you
happens.
don't
But
like you don't have a balcony in your apartment, like you can sit out in the
uh,
balcony and just
I have a front door and a back door. I could
oh,
probably buy a little plastic chair and go out and sit in the sun, but do I? No. We all stay
even
indoors.
for like 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, it's not like you got to sit there for hours and hours. Even just
Well,
for
I
like
do,
10 minutes.
I go out and get my mail, and then I have my plumeria plant in a pot out front in the sun, so I go out and water that and stand there while I'm, watering it. But that's not nearly enough. But anyway, you guys, here's a pro tip. If you take liquid vitamin D, the flavor of liquid, it's largely flavorless, but the aftertaste
It's
tastes like
gross.
lipstick.
Thank you.
It
Oh, you were
tastes like,
saying, yeah, you were saying on I think Twitter or Facebook, you said it tastes like lipstick.
and I think, like lipstick sometimes has lanolin in it. And I
Yeah.
think this vitamin D is derived from lanolin. So I went, wait a minute. I remember trying lipstick out when I was little, and Jesus, it tastes just like eating lipstick, y'all.
That's too
It-
funny.
It's not a bad thing. We used to eat paste too
We
in
did.
in school. Well, that paste was good.
The
That
Elmer's glue. Elmer's glue.
Elmer's school
Everyone ate
paste.
Elmer's glue. Or
It
you used to
was
put it on and used to spread it. So you could tear it off.
Oh, okay, that's in the bottle, but then there was a jar of school paste too. They had the 2 forms, the liquid and the squeezy bottle, where you
Yeah.
always had to peel off the dried stuff next time you use
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But then there was a jar too, and sometimes the jar had a brush attached to the lid.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Paste, yeah, that's the shit we used to eat,
That's
is the
right.
the paste because it almost
And
had
there
like
was
a
that brown glue too, the one with it's got like the little brown bottle with the red top, and you know how you could spread
oh,
it with
the
the red
rubber thing
top? Because
and
everyone ate that stuff too.
the red top, the rubber thing always cracked.
Yes.
It was never the same again once you used it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
that
We're
was a
showing our
bitch.
age with the glue. That's
We
too funny.
are. We are. Yeah, that rubber tip glue thing, that was pre-glue stick, you guys.
Oh yeah, the glue sticks. We're all like, oh my god, why didn't you
The
think about this before? Yeah.
I know, like a lipstick, only it's glue, duh.
Oh, you ate the glue 6 drops. She's trying to say she never ate glue. Everyone ate glue.
Oh, hi, 6 drops.
Hi, 6 drops. Hi,
You
everyone.
didn't. I don't believe you lying sack of shit. I don't believe you didn't eat
I don't
glue
believe you
6
didn't eat
drops.
glue,
What?
especially
Huh?
6 drops.
Okay, Joker says, "Don't snort the organite."
Don't
What's organ
snort the what?
organite? What's organite?
We're trying to control ourselves.
6 drops never ate glue. Oh, well, weren't you a prissy poo good kid?
What's her birthday soon, eh? Is it her birthday soon, or does she have a birthday?
6 drops?
Yeah.
I know Maggie had one about a month ago. John's birthday is right
Yeah,
now.
John's birthday was yesterday or today.
I thought it was today.
Oh, today, yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday, John,
I said
whenever
happy
it is or
birthday. Yeah,
was.
happy birthday. Yeah, I said happy
Okay,
birthday to him. So
Joker said it's like monatomic gold, but a better high. I don't know what that is. Monatomic?
goodness,
Mana, monatomic? I don't know what that is. Oh, 6 drops, 8 flower blossoms. Ah, but that's even
flower
more
pots.
weird. 6. Ooh.
Like actual, just like actual, just flowers. Like, did she just eat any
Like,
flower?
I know they're edible
I
flowers,
know there's some, but there's
uh,
some that'll kill you too if
uh,
you eat them.
no kidding. Beware the
Yeah, she's still here.
pyracantha
She's still here, so I can shake the good ones.
Yeah, nasturtiums are delish. They taste the leaves and the blossoms taste like radishes.
It tastes like what?
Nasturtium leaves taste like radishes.
Oh, really?
Has the
I
same
like
flavor
radishes.
as radish sprouts. Oh, delish! You can
I like
put them in
radishes.
salads and yeah,
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I
yeah.
like radishes. I
Oh,
like
me
everything
too.
except I like. See, I'm pretty good because everyone loves cooking for me because I like everything except for liver. So,
Uh,
yeah, my parents. Thank God they were. I was very adventurous eater. My brother,
you
he
know.
wouldn't. Okay, well, first he wouldn't eat anything. He wouldn't eat anything green.
Hmm,
But then when he got older, I think he ate lettuce
okay.
and peas. If you wanted to gross out my 6'6", 300-pound brother, you just had to
Huh.
show him a raw Brussels sprout, and he'd just be gagging across the room trying to get away from you.
No kidding. I'll be damned.
That's what Kory did all the time. I used to put Brussels sprouts in his bed.
Oh, it's like cats and cucumbers. If you put a cucumber down behind a cat, they'll jump up, clear up the wall when they see it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny. Huh.
Oh, I used to get him all the time. I used to put them in his lunchbox.
Mm,
I needed to get home, and we'd be sitting in the living room. He'd just walk in. He'd be, he'd
uh,
be like, "What?"
no.
That's like my dad would look at me. What did you do now? So I didn't do anything.
Yeah, but you.
Barry's like, she put a Brussels sprout in my lunchbox, and my dad started laughing because he knows. Seriously, like anytime you could just show him a Brussels sprout, he'll just start gagging. Can't stand them.
Wow.
I
Isn't
love
boy?
them.
I love them. I love them. I love them. Anyway, I love yeah. Uh, there are recipes where you peel them and just have all these Brussels sprouts leaves, and they cook really quickly. It's
Yeah, that's
almost
what I
like
heard too. Yeah, kind of like you kind of stir fry it up. Yeah, I've
well,
seen that too.
yeah.
Roasted are so good. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, with that little tiny charred edge. Oh, yeah, delish. Yeah, little olive oil. Yeah, yeah, love it. Uh, okay, so she's off to Lilydale to get her witchy woo quota. And I have
She's okay. I
no.
can translate somewhat. She's
Okay.
probably off to put out a fire somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that's a given.
Yeah,
Another
yeah. It's
dumpster
probably
fire. They
going.
have
Yeah, it's
to
probably put
monitor.
some dumpster fire out somewhere. So she'll be back, I'm sure.
The-
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Corey, do you keep up with the Jason and Shani saga? Do you know anything about that?
No, not really. I mean, I see some stuff from. I only heard about Shani from you. I've never even heard of this crazy woman because she's
The
crazy.
crazy.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I only heard about it from you, but I've only ever seen her from either you talking about her or even recently. Grampy had some video of her out, and all I know is Rev's still in jail.
No.
Oh, he got out.
Oh,
Did she bail him out, or
that's
did he get out on his
like
own?
like my grandma used to say, that's what made the cheese more binding. Okay. Rev says he was in for 14 days. Okay. He said he was released. But there's an order for no contact supposedly with him between him and Shanny. That he says the
Oh,
case was
really?
dismissed. It was, I guess, Pennsylvania laws are really weird in regard to domestic issues. But anyway, he said he was out. He said that when he got out, they had him dropped off at the house, but he went right to his car and got in it and just drove and drove and drove and drove, he said.
Now, did
He
he
drove and
assault her or did he assault somebody else?
he
Because I heard he went
okay,
in for assault.
allegedly,
Uh,
he went in, he was having a fight with Shanny, he went off on a tear and went into the younger boy's room and kicked him in the head when he was,
Oh,
on
okay.
the kicked him in the head and then in the stomach. That was the original story. So
Jesus.
then so then they wait 4 days, then the oldest boy or somebody calls 911 to say there's been an assault. They wait 4 days. So, it just gets more and more
Probably Danny
convoluted.
just wanting him out of the house or something so she could
Who
bring a new
who
one in.
knows?
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
it turns out, many of us figured out that this was a con because he said, okay, they gave him temporary housing, okay, when he got out. But then
that was
in the
fast.
next breath, he says he's been driving out of Pennsylvania for hours and hours and hours, and he doesn't know where he is, but yet he says they gave him housing. But then, after watching his little declaration that he and Shanny are split up, and he was sitting in his car in his driveway saying that
Oh,
he had just driven for hours and hours and hours. Didn't even know if he was out of Pennsylvania yet, didn't know where he was.
but
But
you could
he's
tell he was
sitting
in
in
his
there.
own driveway.
He was sitting in his own
Well,
driveway.
because we're all so stupid, Robin.
Well, and how stupid does he think CPS is? If just us random schmucks can figure out that this is a con, God, I hope CPS is at least as smart as we are.
How old are her kids? Like,
One is 15, the other one is 13. But the 13-year-old is autistic, so he lags a
oh,
bit
okay.
behind, I suspect.
Yeah,
But
well, they usually do. Yeah, I've got a few friends who, like, one has it. He's severe autistic. Like, he's never going to be able to live by himself, and then
yeah,
another one, he's fine, and he has a assisted living place, and stuff like that. But yeah,
yeah. Well,
there's always usually some
the
impairment.
spectrum is pretty broad. You've got your
Exactly.
functional, and then you've got the severe, and some autism is nonverbal,
Yeah,
and
exactly. And some is you're fine because I mean, my other friend Leanne, who I've known, I mean, we're basically sisters. I've known her for like 55 years or something like that. And her husband is Asperger's. You'd never
yeah,
know. Like he hugs
no,
you, and he's
that's
sometimes he gets really quiet and he goes off by himself and stuff like that. And it's like, you okay? He says, yeah, it's just too much. And it's like, okay. He goes, I'll be in
yeah.
a minute. It's like,
They get
okay, and stuff like that.
overload.
But I
They get
didn't, yeah,
overload.
I didn't know. And I said to Leanne one time, I said, is he okay? I said, is he depressed? And she kind of smiled. She goes, no. She goes, he's got Asperger's. She goes, it's just a little bit too much for him sometimes. So he just
Yeah,
needs to go off by himself and just kind of decompress, and then he'll come back and he'll be fine. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, I just didn't know if I did. I mean, I didn't know him then. I says, I just didn't know if I did anything. She goes, oh, no, no, no. She goes, he'll just wander off by himself and just decompress. I say, okay. And he came back like 15 minutes later and it's like, oh, you guys want another drink? And,
yeah.
just fine,
Yeah,
but I
they have
didn't
to
realize because, I
decompress.
mean, the only autistic I know is my friend's son. I mean, you cannot touch him. Like, if you touch him, like,
Oh yeah. Oh
all
yeah.
hell breaks loose. But sometimes he can come up and he'll put his hand on you, but you can't. You got to really. And with me, it's really hard because I mean, if I like you, I'm all hugging you and everything. So with me, it's really hard. So I always have to put my hands behind my back when I'm with him, so I don't touch him and stuff like that. So that's what I'm kind of used to, and he's verbal. I mean, we know what he's saying just because we've known him for so long. I mean, he's
Yeah.
25 now. So I mean, we know what he's saying, but other people, you know. But I was really surprised when she told me that he was Asperger's. I was like, really? I says, I really wouldn't
Yeah.
have
Well,
guessed at all.
but back in school when we're all really young, that was always kind of the odd kid in the classroom. Yeah, the different kid, kind of the
Yeah,
weirdo, a little different from everybody else. But
yeah,
now
well,
it
yeah,
has
well,
labels.
different.
names for the odd kid in and now because and boy, as much as I hate labels, when kids are designated and labeled and they're entitled to services.
Yeah,
So it's like a two-edged thing. Yeah, the
yeah.
label, boy, it's a
Yeah, like
label.
that's what they did here is they didn't want to put they integrated all the kids into like special needs into like regular schools because they didn't want them to be like in a special school kind of thing. They
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
them
They
integrated with
mainstream them.
regular
Yeah,
students so they could have, their high school life or their junior high, their junior high life
yeah.
and stuff like that. I mean, I thought it was a great idea. I didn't see what the problem was. I mean, some of the parents, I mean, you're always going to get idiots anyways, right? And so,
Oh,
there's one
everywhere and
parent,
every.
how do I know the one kid he was this mentally retarded? It was, I mean, impaired. I don't like retarded. I don't like
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
not
what
a
another
cool
word
word
is.
anymore. Yeah.
Um I mean, but he was fine, very jolly, very happy. But I mean, like I mean, he was 16, but maybe he was 5, but like just very jolly and very happy. And this parent was like, I don't want him to be, to rub off on my child. And I'm like,
Isn't
what's
that
he gonna
beautiful?
do? Smile him to death?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like stop being so stupid. I said, you don't catch, you know, you don't
Yeah,
catch
I
impairments and stuff like that. You
uh,
don't you don't
I
catch
know you, and you can't get it from a
disabilities.
doorknob or any
Exactly. Or sitting on the toilet seat, you're gonna get, you're gonna have an impairment because you sat on a toilet seat.
yeah. They just had started mainstreaming kids when my kids were in school, and what a great idea. And yeah, and they were made to feel maybe a little special so that the other kids could
Exactly.
kind of
Yeah.
uh,
And we all
uh,
said to them too, because we had this one kid, Sean, and he had, I'm not sure what was wrong, but he had to walk with crutches, like the ones that are on your arms, not the
the
not the
arm
wooden
too.
ones, but the other ones. You
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
and stuff like that. And we always used to tell him like, be careful, because he used to go down those stairs so fast, and like everyone used to fall. I mean, I don't know anybody who hadn't fallen down those stupid stairs. And we used to tell him all the time, like, please be careful on the stairs. Because he'd go flying up and down the stairs and stuff like that. And he fell down a few times. So, but
No.
yeah, no, I mean, I thought it was great because I mean, like, why not? You know,
Yeah.
the teacher would
Sarah.
teach us our stuff and then, take 10 minutes to explain, even if they just sat there and colored in a coloring book or, I mean, but most of the books too, they had like a little, I mean, obviously some educational stuff to it, but like geared down to, I guess, like a 6-year-old. Cause I mean, he was, and he was having a great time. He was coloring and he showed everyone and we'd put his picture up on the board and he was all excited. And
That's neat.
I
Teaching
thought
it
it was great. I thought it was
acceptably.
great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
We all
think
need to be
teenagers need to
taught
be exposed to
acceptance.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Absolutely, because there are a million kinds of people in the world,
Yeah.
and get comfortable with all of them because they all live here with us on this planet.
And I
We
was I
all,
was laughing when I was laughing a little bit when you introduced me. I'm okay with they. I can be a they because you're saying the proper pronouns. I'm okay with whatever.
yeah,
So
I
because
know.
you're like,
Well, I screw up every time because boy, there are so many versions, and I can never think on my feet that quickly.
I think, like, I mean, yeah, like no disrespect to like the LGBTQ community, but like there's just too much going on now. It's like
Oh, and
I
too many
understand
hurt
that there's male and
feelings.
female, yes, but I mean all this other. Okay, I'm sorry. As far as I'm concerned, there's male, female, straight, gay, and bisexual.
And then, you don't even have to mention all the different permutations of all of those
But then,
categories.
there's
You don't
asexual
have
and
to mention
pansexual, and I mean,
a a verse. There
to me, if
there's
you're pansexual, you're bisexual. If you like both, you're bisexual. Like,
well, it's just, striving
and
to make things
all the power
much
to
more
them. Nothing
complicated.
against, I mean, I have all the power. I love the gay community and the trans community, and
Well, I just you like people, and you like them based on their merit as a friend, as a good
exactly.
person, and, you don't have to look at what T-shirt they're wearing.
Exactly.
It's
It
just,
doesn't matter. It's none of your business
it's none of your business. Just, if you have to judge them on their willingness
how
to
they
be
treat
decent.
people, or exactly, like stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're gay. It doesn't matter if you're black. It doesn't matter if you're from Mars. I mean, you know what I mean. So
Oh,
as
I
long as you're a
know.
good person and you treat people okay, then
Yeah, look past that and see and look at the heartbeat that's in there. And respond to the other heartbeat sitting across from you. Okay, 6 drops. Okay, there
oh,
Jonocide, yes, 6 drops did quit. She quit the chatty bunch. Jonocide, 6 drops bailed, and she did it. Boy, talk about your grand exits. 6 drops, respect, girlfriend.
what did
Res-
she do? Oh, that
oh,
Pearl's Perils thing. Yeah, the
Pearl's
girls
Peril.
I play this Seeker game. It's called Seeker's Notes, and a lot of them play this
Mm.
June's
Eh,
Peril or Pearl's Pearls or something. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
this is Pearl's Peril, and
Okay,
I've been doing it for, gosh, I counted back for 4 years. I've been playing it because I used to play it every morning at the office before I clocked in while I was waiting for my coffee to brew.
that's what I do. I play
And
my
so
game in the morning. Yeah.
and I only did it like once a day for the first couple of years, and then I started doing it at all. Anyway, I w- s- 6 drops and I were invited to this group, and you can get like extra points, rewards, awards. You join these
Yeah.
groups, but anyway,
Different prizes and stuff. Yeah, because you can send each other gifts and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And
energy. Okay,
it
there
sounds like
is,
this. It sounds the same as Seeker's Notes. Is it as like a Seeker's game? You got to find stuff in rooms and.
yeah, but this group has a headmistress. Okay, and this head
Oh,
mistress is
really?
an exacting taskmaster, and she gave me a little slap in the chat group.
Were you
Of
spanked by the headmistress?
the headmistress
Oh,
turned me over her knee and wailed on my ass.
no.
Yeah, she says, I think I'm going to just drop out for a while and collect the fallen fruit like Robin does. Well, my name's different on. And I said, what? Huh? And
What?
so then I started thinking, and this was, their version of being mean and telling me I was a slacker asshole. But I didn't know the rules. I didn't know what you're supposed to do. So I was
Oh,
kind of
I have to
bumbling
tell.
along.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nobody offered me any tutorials until after they insulted me. But anyway, 6 drops up being my good friend
So
took
she left.
offense. Oh, it's really funny.
Oh, she
She
left in
says
protest.
she says that she fell down this hole. Okay, so um anyway, she said there was this hole in the uh yeah, anyway, so she dropped out in solidarity with me. And but now that and somebody did a couple of people gave me some tips on how to play this group thing. So I've been doing it. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm doing Pearl's Peril. If I get up, when I get up in the morning, I do. So I'm gonna get an ass load of participation points, and as soon as I accomplish that, I'm gonna fall down the same hole 6 drops did. But
Should
not
happen.
before I tell the headmistress to fuck off.
Well, there you go. That'll
Yeah.
cause all kinds of
And
shit. So.
then I'll flounce out. I'll make a dramatic exit because I'm not as classy as 6 drops.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Jolly, you're not homophobic or transphobic at all. Like, I understand some people
Oh, boy,
say
that's like
that.
labeling me
Yeah,
that.
like the Dookie Boys.
Come
Yeah.
on, dude.
Anyway,
Yeah, don't you?
yeah, they
Hi,
should
Aaron.
talk. They should talk, right? Anyways, we won't get into that one because we'll all get mad and we shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Hi, Aaron
So,
Massa over there.
oh, Aaron.
Obtuse bread dough. Oh, so okay, I gotta ask you real quick, Kory.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a tamale?
A what?
Well, that answers my
Oh,
question.
a tamale?
Yeah,
I
I
think
guess
so.
not.
I know I've had Mexican food lots of times, but I'm not sure if
Wrapped
I've.
in corn husk.
Oh, wrapped in corn husk. Okay, yes.
Very good. Yeah,
Sylvia's
yeah.
telling me. Tell us. I've had so much Mexican food, but I just don't remember a lot of the names. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
y-
And she just said it's wrapped in the corn husk. It's with the
yeah,
masa inside, right?
yeah. Masa harina. That's corn
I've had,
flour.
yeah. Okay, I've had it. Yeah, yummy.
Yeah, it's close to the same mix you'd use to make cornbread, almost. But
Okay.
masa
Yeah, because
harina,
it's corn. I thought, yeah, because that's what I thought. Masa's corn flour, right?
yeah, and you
That's
make
what
a
I thought.
paste out of it and spread
Yeah.
it and fill it. But anyway, because I was on a panel yesterday. Uh, Chris, Shanny for Christ's ex-husband. Sometimes I'm on his show, and we were talking about tamales, and neither one of those guys heard of it. Not both guys on the and they live in Pennsylvania. They never heard of tamales.
Oh, they would never have tried it.
She's saying, my Sylvia's saying not in Pennsylvania. That probably wouldn't, like here. I mean, we have every food you can think of in the world. Okay, so like, I mean, seriously, like in Toronto alone, you tell me what
Yeah,
food you want, we'll go find it because it's
we
here.
do
Okay,
from
like yeah,
every culture
every culture
around
is
the
here.
world is represented here with our food
Yeah,
here in
same with here.
California.
Same with here,
Yeah,
and the people. Like we've got, I mean, we're so big. We have like 3 China in Toronto alone, just Toronto, and I'm not talking Greater Toronto area.
In California, tell her I'm coming.
Sylvia said she's coming to California.
okay, tell her I'll make her a spot on the couch.
She's making you a spot on the couch.
Okay.
She's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like we have 3 Chinatowns. It's so big, maybe 4. It's so big here. I mean, like every
Wow.
there's little pockets of I mean, everyone lives in everyone. Like, I mean, I live in it's Little Portugal, but it's mostly
Okay.
Portuguese, obviously, Italians, Dominican
Okay.
Republics, white people like me. That's what I say, white people.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, we just found out the World Cup of Soccer is coming to Toronto.
Really?
I'm leaving. No, you don't understand. I live in
Traffic.
Little Portugal with the Italians and the Dominican Republics. Do I need to say
Oh,
more right there?
oh
They go
dear.
insane. Okay, they go absolutely insane for 5 days. Okay, I'm leaving.
5 days.
I'm leaving.
Or stock up on groceries so you don't have to leave the house.
Oh, no, it's
Toilet
crazy
paper.
here.
Get lots of toilet paper, just in case. That should be your
Don't
first
start with
purchase.
the toilet paper again, Jesus.
Oh, I
Right.
know.
Yeah, I know it'll be okay, but it's just like
Well,
I love the Portuguese. I love them, especially the soccer players. I mean, you touch them
I
like
love.
this. You
I
touch them
love.
like this, and like
Huh?
they fling themselves on the ground like you amputated their leg. It's hysterical to watch them. It's hysterical.
Huh.
So,
I
but
love
yeah, no, here with the
Portuguese
soccer, it's
food.
insane because they're all on
Huh.
College Street, which is just a street up from me or 2 streets up from me, and then they just all get in their cars and race around like crazy people with the flags and screaming and
Oh, yeah. Passionate folks. Very
yeah,
passionate
yeah,
folks.
yeah.
Yeah, and here where I live, we have like Little Armenia, we have Chinatown, we have Little Tokyo, we have a little what Nigeria. We have every sort
That's
of
what we.
entire
Yeah,
neighborhoods, but you
we
know
have
what?
Greek town, huge Greek town, huge Italian town, huge Russian, huge
We have a
Polish,
huge Russian
Jamaican.
community.
Everybody
Yeah,
has. I mean,
up
everyone. I
up
mean,
and
it's
down.
not that it's their area, but it's just I guess where they congregated.
Well,
Kind
because
of thing. But I mean,
friends
it's
come
a
to
good
live
mix of
by
everyone. It's
friends.
not that just they live there. I mean, it's a good mix of everyone else
Oh,
too.
it's
But
mixed.
like everyone knows, Dufferin and Eglinton is mostly either Italians or Jamaicans. It's just the way it is
Yeah,
up there. You know what I mean?
here,
Where
like
I am, it's Portuguese, Italians, white people, and the Dominicans.
Where I live is all Jews.
And here, where Sylvia lives, it's all Jewish people and Filipinos.
here up and down Fairfax in Los Angeles, there are a ton of like Russian-owned businesses.
Yeah, we have
So
all the Russians
there's
on.
yeah, up
Yeah,
and down Fairfax, there's Russian, and then just a hop and a skip next door, there's the Jewish community
yeah,
along with the Muslim community, and they live in the most
mhm,
delightful harmony.
yep. Same with
You know,
here.
yeah, yeah, and they're all and it's all very, you know, what
Well,
else
they're
happens in the
told when
world?
they come to Canada. See, they're told, like, especially like the Arabs and stuff like that, and the Indians, like the Pakistanis and the Indians. They're told when they come here, all their Sharia law and everything does not apply here. And if you kill your daughter, you're going to prison. They're told that.
Yeah.
None of your laws apply here. You come to Canada, you live under Canada law. Your Sharia law does not apply here because a lot of them, and you know what I don't get? They bring their kids, I don't get it. They bring their kids here at a young age and they become westernized and they get mad. It's like, well, then why did you come here?
Yeah, because,
Like, what do
it's
you think's going to happen? I mean, they're
your
going to be in
children aren't
school.
supposed to learn the culture they are now a part of.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah,
and then they get so mad that they're being westernized. I mean, we're still having these honor killings to this day. I think
oh,
there was
to
one, I
this
heard one
day.
the
Yeah,
other day
uh,
because, you know, she wouldn't listen to them and she was getting too westernized and like they killed their own kid. I, mm.
and they're proud of it, and they're
Family
celebrated,
honor.
and
Family honor is a big thing, but it's okay for you to kill your daughter. That brings you honor because she wanted
and
to wear some
that means,
mascara
yeah, dad saved face. Yeah, mascara, uh, uh,
or just
wearing
going out to the
shorts.
movies with her, maybe a crowd with some boys. I mean, who knows, right?
Oh, I know. It's scary. Yeah, you come to a different country, absorb it a little, become a part of it, embrace it.
Well, that's
You
what you
came
would
all the
think
way
that you,
over here.
if you came here. I mean, and like that's our whole thing in Canada too. I mean, you come here fine, like practice your religion, practice all your rituals and your stuff. But
Yeah.
all your Sharia law and stuff, no, that's not going to happen. Okay. But you can still have your culture. We're not, we don't want to take your culture away from you. But you always have to remember that you're in
Blend it.
Canada. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you can blend all the concepts and
yeah, exactly.
stuff.
I mean,
It
I thought it
doesn't.
was great growing up because we used to have, like, we had, it was multicultural, like all the, I mean, we had West Indians lived next door. We had Guyanese. We had Indians, we had from Jamaica, we had from Poland, and once every 6 weeks or so, we'd all have a big potluck. Because at that time,
Oh
like
God.
the way it worked is that all the houses it formed inside was a circle. They didn't have any fences for 2 years, which was great because we'd all just be back and forth, like and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So every 6 weeks, we do a potluck with your country's
Re-
food. Yeah, it was great.
Representative. Oh
So
God, I love being invited to picnics and barbecues and dinners of my other different culture neighbors. Oh God, to
yeah.
try the foods and then to walk
And just
into that
listen to them
cooking.
talk about their home and and just stuff like that, and then hearing us talk about growing up here because apparently I'm kind of a rarity, even Sylvia, because we're both. Well, actually, Sylvia wasn't born here. I was born here, and it's so funny because a lot of people you'll say, "Where are you from?" and they'll say Toronto. They don't mean Toronto. They mean Brampton or like an out like. Okay, there's
Oh,
Toronto. There's
Toronto
the city of
proper.
Toronto, but then
Yeah.
there's the Greater Toronto Area. Greater Toronto Area consists of the little towns around it, like Markham and Thornhill and
It's like
Brampton. And
counties here. There's
exactly,
Los Angeles,
exactly.
then
But
there's Los
yeah,
Angeles
so either you're
County,
talking
but
about
it's
the
all Los
GTA, which
Angeles.
encompasses everything, or Toronto. But
Mm.
everyone says they're from Toronto, and half the time they're not. Because I always get asked, "Where are you from?" Toronto. No, where are you from originally? It's like Toronto. I was born at Queen and Yonge. And
Uh,
apparently, like everyone's moved away. Apparently, because I don't find many people that are actually from here anymore that still live here. I just didn't
uh,
find any reason to leave, so I
excuse
like
me.
it here. So
Yeah, I know somebody who lives on Yon Street. Is it Yonge or Young?
it's Young Street.
Young. even though it's spelled R-O,
Yong. Yeah, I know. It's still, I know.
Y-O-N-G, but it's Young
It's named
Street.
after somebody, and that's the name, his last name. I can't
Oh,
remember.
so I
It's
understand
the
that's
I
like
think
a
it's the longest street in North America, though.
yeah, I heard that it's the most major
It goes from Lake Ontario like all the way up north.
how many
I think
miles?
parts of it turn into Highway 10. I think it's Highway 10. Young Street turns into Highway 10, I think.
Huh, the
But it's still,
fellow I
yes,
know
just the longest street in North America. So
the
in our
fellow I
young,
know is a dentist. Well, he was kind of forced into retirement when the lockdown happened, but he was a dentist on Yonge Street, and he also lived there too, down the way
yeah,
from it. And from what I understand, it's one of the most expensive places to live.
Toronto's pretty expensive. Yeah,
Uh, y-
yeah, it's crazy here. I mean, to rent a room. I mean, I'm lucky because I mean I've been living in my place for 20 years, so my rent's fairly cheap.
Yeah,
But like
yay,
to rent a room in a house, I'm just saying, just a room in a house,
just a room. Yeah,
$1,500.
jeez,
Bachelor apartment, $2,000 a month. A one
that
bedroom
is
apartment, $2,600 a month. It's ridiculous here.
that's
Ridiculous.
almost identical to Los Angeles.
It's ridiculous. I
It's
remember.
ridiculous
I mean,
because
my
cost of living has not kept up with the increases in what we pay for everything.
yeah.
Okay, here's how old I am, you guys. When I left home, and I left home at 18, I could hardly wait to get out of there after I graduated high school. I went and rented a little one-bedroom apartment, fully furnished. Fully furnished. All I had to bring were my clothes and dishes. Okay, $65.50 a month.
That's insane. Yeah,
I
'cause
worked a $2 no, $1.75 an hour job, and I could support myself on that, y'all.
that's
And
crazy.
65 for and so now I am renting basically the same footage that I had with my first apartment at 18, basically, maybe a little teeny bit bigger. My rent, the market value of my little one bedroom, tiny little unit is $2,600.
I know it's crazy. Yeah,
But
my
I'm
first
on rent
apartment.
control, so
Yeah, no,
they're kind
my
of
first apartment, it was nice because it had a nice big balcony. It faced the west. You got the sun all afternoon. Nice big balcony. Nice, nice sized kitchen. With the living room and the dining room. Nice big bedroom and stuff like that. And it was like 275. Now it's like $3,000 a month.
yeah, yeah. See, yeah, yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what? What?
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Uh,
it's
yeah, I am.
insane.
Oh, Drew J, that was not 1917, you shithead.
What's he say?
Drew
Your
J
Jay,
said that was
stop.
1917. You know what? I'll tell you exactly the year. I'll tell you exactly the year. It was 1965. No,
I was
it was
alive. I
it
was
was
two.
because I graduated when I was 17. My birthday's in November. So November of 64 I turned 18, and by January of 1965 I was out and in my own little apartment at $65.50 a month.
Wow.
Fully
I
fucking
was two.
furnished. You were
I
too
was
oh,
alive.
you were just
I
little.
was two. I was just little. Yeah.
Yeah, Drew J was 1.
you know, it's
Yeah. Oh, you
1917. What an ass.
I know.
So
I know. But yeah, the cost and now things are getting worse. I don't know what you
food
guys
is getting ridiculous. I mean, it's up and down. I mean, I remember a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months ago, I remember me and this lady. She's standing in front of the meat section, and she's just standing. She's got this expression on her face. So I stand
Oh,
beside her, and I'm looking, and I'm like, ground beef, a pound of ground beef. We're not talking anything special. It doesn't have gold leaf or diamond chips or anything in it. Okay, we're talking
yeah.
ground beef.
Yeah.
$10 a pound. It was like, what?
Oh,
I'm like, she goes, am
my
I looking at this
God.
right? started laughing. I said, yeah. She's like, holy fuck. I said,
Oh
I
my
know. So I've been
God.
getting ground pork because ground pork's still like $4. So it's like
How,
$10 for it's ground beef for God's sakes.
how about ground turkey? Do you know?
Cheaper. It's the ground turkey and ground chicken and ground pork is way cheaper than the ground beef.
I'll be.
Yeah, so I've been getting when I'm at home, I'm getting ground pork to make the meatballs instead of ground beef. So and just
Mm,
I mean it's lucky now because most of the fruit and veg have gone down because it's summertime, right? So I mean that's at least that's
it's
better because
things are
sometimes I mean it was
plentiful.
ridiculous in the spring. I mean they wanted it was like $7 for cauliflower or something. It was like what? What?
What?
Fucking cauliflower. It's water, basically. What are you talking about?
It's water and
It's
farts
water.
and
Yeah.
farts. Yeah.
Yeah. Sylvia's just saying watermelons were $10. Watermelon.
My
It's
God.
water. Yeah. So
I
but in the
remember,
summertime, it's better because everything goes down. At least the fruit and veg go down.
sometimes markets would have the watermelon sale competition when it gets to close to cookout season.
Yeah.
Watermelon 17 cents a pound, and then the next store would have it watermelon 16 cents a pound. Yeah, just to get you in. $10.
Yeah. $10 for a fucking watermelon. It was like, yeah, I think I saw pineapples were $7 for a pineapple. I was like, what? Yeah,
Boy,
ridiculous.
it is. You wonder where the fuck it's gonna go. How far
And I don't
can
know why
we
all of a sudden
go?
everything's just, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, why all of a sudden is everything going nuts? Like, I mean, gas is ridiculous everywhere.
Gas
And it's
is
not just the States.
ridiculous.
It's here, it's England, it's Australia. It's not just the States.
It's like there was a
And I'm
global
sorry, people,
agreement.
President Biden has nothing to do with your gas prices. Okay. Let's just say that now. Because I see
I
so
know
many comments on Twitter. Oh, yeah, see what Biden did? He raised our gas prices.
no, it's the
No, he
oligarchs,
didn't. It's
y'all.
not Biden's fault. Your gas
It's the
prices
people who
went
have
up.
all the money who make the rest of us
Oh yeah,
support their
it's
yachts and
ridiculous. But even
Swiss
here too, because
chalets.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to convert liters to gallons. I'm just one of these
I don't
people. I
either.
can only do the temperature. But here it's like over, and apparently people are screaming and wailing. I know it's. I'm pretty. It's got to be less than a gallon. It's got to be less than a gallon. But it's two. People are screaming about $2 a gallon here, so or $2 a liter here. So I don't know how many liters
Okay.
is in a gallon. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
So, I
right
don't drive,
now
so I don't care.
we're
Big bloggers, I
close
wouldn't be able to
to
afford to drive. So,
we're close to $7 a gallon here. It's six something. And
oh my
the last time I
god,
got gas was a month ago. I got 7 gallons and it cost me $50. But it's even higher
seven
now.
dollars a gallon!
I got
Holy
7 gallons
Christ,
and it cost me $50, and now it's close to so. And I've got to get gas tomorrow because I
that's
have to go over
ridiculous.
the hill to LA to work. But yeah, I need to get gas in the morning. Boy, talk about watching your pennies.
That's
Y-
ridiculous.
Yeah,
$7. Holy crap!
I know. So I'm gonna be. Usually I just fill up. Well, except for the last time, but usually I just fill my tank. Slide my card.
Well, that's
But
what my friend, yeah, that's what
boy,
Leanne said the other day. She was like, she's got a Subaru something. I don't know. I don't drive. I don't care. Um, And she said she went to fill up and she said, okay, I'll put $100 in it. She goes, usually it'll fill the tank up. She goes, it clicked off before it filled the tank. She's like, damn it. It was like,
wow.
that's crazy,
Wow.
right?
I'll never
So,
I I'll never put $100 chunk in my gas tank. I don't think
well,
ever
she has
because
to. She drives all over the place because she lives like in the country and she's got to go into the city to work.
oh,
So, and just driving
oh,
around all over the place just to go shop. I mean, like, they've got to drive everywhere to go everywhere. Like, you have to drive 20 minutes to go grocery shopping. I mean, like she's in
mm,
the country. You know what I mean?
oh
So,
darn.
yeah. So, but yeah, but the highway, I mean, it's better. The mileage is way better on the highway. They get better mileage, obviously, on the highway than they do in the city because it's all stop and go in the city, right?
Yeah,
So,
constant, yeah, a level speed and
yeah,
yeah, not
exactly.
starting,
So,
stopping and shit.
so It's
Yeah.
not too bad because they're mostly on the highway. So, so she's not too bad. But she was like, yeah, she goes, I couldn't get over it. She goes, I heard it click, and she goes, my
Oh.
tank's not full yet. What do you mean click? So.
Yeah, boy, here's another thing that tells you how old I am. Uh, when I was very young, first got married, we had a Corvair. Okay, a Corvair, unsafe at
Okay.
any speed. Thank you, Ralph Nader. But we could fill the tank for $2.25,
Wow.
10-gallon tank.
Wow.
Yeah, and you could live on way minimum wage, and minimum
Oh
wage
yeah.
back then was a couple bucks an hour. You
Or
could
even way back when you got
support
to think
yourself.
too, like I mean, even way back when we were growing up, or I mean, I'm a little bit older than your kids, so but I mean, I'm still kind of the
Yeah,
same generation. Like I mean, a
yeah.
lot of the times too, it was only one parent working, and I mean, they did quite well with one parent working and had a house and a car and and
Yeah,
everything
they could
else,
afford
and
a
like
mortgage and
everyone was okay. I mean, it wasn't until later that the wives started working. But I mean, my mom always worked just because she always did. But there was a
yeah,
lot of women.
I always worked, my mom always worked, but
My mom worked.
we didn't have to. I didn't have to, but I wanted to work, I wanted to do something more than you can only
Exactly. Yeah,
do
my mom
so
didn't have
much.
to, but she said she'd just be bored at home because she's so organized and such a clean freak that everything would be done at 9 o'clock in the morning. And she's like, what do I do now? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
So
hear that, and I made all my kids' clothes, even my husband's work. I
yeah, my
sewed,
mom made all her
I
clothes. Yeah.
I
She
started a
used to work at a
business.
law office in downtown Toronto, and I'm talking, swanky law office. And many times people, where'd you get your clothes? She goes, I made them. And they're like, what? And she goes,
Yeah.
yeah, my mom sewed all her work clothes. I mean, my dad got all his uniform because he worked for the fire department, so he got all his uniform, so he didn't have to worry about it. But she sewed all. I mean, when we were kids, she made all kinds of those dresses with the flowers. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm talking about. Yeah, she made all that stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, all her work clothes she made, and I mean, you wouldn't know this. She didn't get them. Even a couple times I was fooled. I'm like, oh, that's really nice. Where'd you buy that? She goes, I made it. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
she had like patterns and
I have a whole bunch of family pictures when my kids were growing up, and everybody in the picture was wearing stuff I made.
yeah,
Every Yeah, and I took a stretch and sew class to learn how to put those stretchy cuffs on sleeves and around the neckline. I did that.
yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah.
mom did all that. Yeah, and she was so disappointed. Like if I go near a sewing machine, it screams in terror.
Mwah! That's funny. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, Jonas,
I've tried. I've tried. I can hand sew, no problem. But sewing machine
yeah. Oh, I had some fancy ass
doesn't like
sewing
me.
machines in
My
my
mother was
life.
like, she just looked at me and shook her head like, how? And I'm like, I don't know.
Y Yeah, my best sewing
I
machine had
can
all
pin
these
patterns good though.
plugins. It I could do, like, stitches that looked like a row of ducklings. I had,
Yeah.
Egyptian stitch. I did all that, you know. The only thing I never had was a serger. I did all that shit by hand. Uh,
Oh
but
wow.
but, yeah, those I had one of the first sorta computerized sewing machines. You
Oh
plugged
yeah,
in these
okay.
cams,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
yeah, my mother-in-law gave it to me, and oh boy, I had a blast with that thing. I sewed my brains out. But then when we divorced, she wanted it back.
No. It
Yeah,
was scrub. It's mine.
I'd used it for, like, 15 years,
Yeah, it's in a
and
scrub.
so,
It's my sewing
she wanted it
machine.
back as part of his divorce settlement, her son.
Oh my god, this is hysterical.
I know,
That's why I
and
never got married.
it's in my court documents. It's in my divorce papers that I returned this sewing machine. So I gave it to my ex-husband. We had a meet up outside the court in the parking lot, and I gave, it was in its
Oh
own
no.
case, a little leatherette smushy case that had all the shit in it. So we
Oh
did, and then he gave me back my gravy boat and my
no.
mortar and pestle collection.
Was this
You know,
getting held ransom for the sewing machine?
oh, I know, I know it was like extortion, but but yeah, but once you do all that stuff, and you can only grow so many vegetable gardens, and then what else? So I always worked, except for the brief
Yeah,
times I
exactly.
was
Yeah, my mom, yeah, she
squeezing
just said
out
she wanted to
babies.
work, and so and we had no problem. I mean, obviously, like we were the first latchkey kids. I mean, I was like,
Oh, I
like
was a
6, my
latchkey
brother's
kid.
like 4, and we were home for a good 3 hours at least before. I mean, there was neighbors around and stuff like that in case anybody, you know what I mean. But we were basically, we were home alone, and like at first they started. They would put stuff together and put it in the fridge. And then when I came home, at 5 o'clock, I'd put it in the oven and throw it at 350 so that when they came home, dinner would be ready and stuff like
Oh,
that. So I kept seeing what they were doing. And mom had all these cookbooks because me and Jiggy, we used to talk about this too, because we were both kids that cooked from a young age.
uh-huh.
So I started looking at cookbooks and stuff like that. And it's like, I can do this. So I said to my parents, I'm like, why don't you let me cook? That's like, my mom's like, my mom's like, my dad's like, she already turns the oven on. She's already turning the stove on. Like, she's already like, let her do it if she wants. Like, why not? Right. Because I mean, we had to do something. Otherwise, if my parents came home at 6, like we wouldn't eat until 8. And I mean, 2 little kids, like, that's not going to work. Right. Yeah. So I basically started cooking when I was like 10. My father
Uh,
made
I,
the
I,
horrible mistake. I was a teenager. I don't know. I can't even remember what I made. He said to my mother that I cooked better than she did.
uh-oh. Shots
Oh, there was no
fired.
happiness in the land for a few weeks, let me tell you. But then her and my grandmother, my mother, my mother would cook macaroni, any pasta. It didn't matter what it was for 20 minutes. Didn't matter what it was. Had to,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
Her idea of, well, and we always make fun. We're from the land of cook for an hour at 350. Everything's for an hour at 350.
Oh, those hot
um,
dishes. Yeah.
everything's burnt. Everything's well done. Well,
Uh,
mom's was burnt. The first time I had like a medium rare steak, I thought I was like,
died and gone to
I
heaven.
didn't know what to make of it. I was like, is this the way it's supposed to taste?
Oh,
So I
that's
finally,
funny.
eventually, my mom phoned me. I was probably about 21. And she phoned me and she goes, me and your mom want to come over, or me and my mom want to come over, her mom. I'm like, what's going on? She goes, can you teach us how to cook? My grandmother,
Okay.
I don't know what she did. We used to say that she used to buy a bag of lumps. She could make canned corn and there would be lumps in it. I don't know what this shit was. I don't,
Uh,
everything she made, we used to say she used to buy bags of lumps
uh,
and put everything. I don't know what she, yeah, so
uh,
I ended up having to teach them how to cook.
uh-huh. I
Oh
didn't
yeah, my
learn
mom.
jack
Well, what we
from my
ate.
mother.
Well, she wanted chicken all the time. When I moved out, I didn't have chicken for like. We had chicken like 4 times a week. When I moved out, I didn't have chicken for like 5 years.
Oh, I that's the only thing I learned to cook from my mother, because she even won a prize at the
Oh
Ohio,
yeah.
the county fair for her fried chicken.
Oh
That's the
nice.
only thing I ever learned how to cook. So when I got married, I was dumb as a box of rocks in regard to cook. So I just started in, uh, looking at cookbooks and all that shit.
Exactly. That's how
And,
you get. That's how you
and the
learn.
and I make the most silky, excellent gravy and sauces and shit, and I owe it to my kid's dad. That guy I was married to for all those years, and he taught me that the secret to making good gravy, when you make the roux, you put the butter or the grease and
Yeah.
the flour in there. You cook the flour till it's almost toasted. Don't
Yeah.
rush it, and then when you add your liquid, stir your ass off. Stir it and
Yeah,
don't
you do. Yeah.
stop.
So yeah,
Stir it.
exactly. It's like you have to stir
Stir
like a
it.
crazy
Don't
person.
don't walk away. Don't go to the don't
No,
wash your hands. Don't do it.
no.
Once you put that liquid in, start stirring and don't stop. Don't
Exactly.
stop. Don't ever stop. And then, man, that's the secret. It's so simple. Just don't stop stirring that shit. Uh,
Yeah, it's like practice makes perfect. Once you make something once, I mean, it's and most of
yeah,
it makes sense. I mean, if you have and like the thing is too, is people have to remember. I mean, with cooking, you can you can have a license
it's
to kind of do what you want. With baking, you
yeah,
cannot
it's
screw
like
around. With
You cannot
baking, you
fuck with
have to
baking.
use what it
Yeah,
says. You
that
cannot deviate because all the combination is what makes it rise, or you know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's scientific. That's science. Cooking is both an art and a science. Boy, and I'm also, grateful to living next door because, like I said, multicultural area where I live. I grew up and raised my kids in a very multicultural neighborhood. So when I was first a brand new wife and mother, I lived next door to Alice Ortiz. She was the damnedest, and I knew her kids, we'd babysit back and forth.
Yeah.
She taught me how to make salsa.
Well, right on.
She taught me how to make tortillas, both kinds, both flour and corn
And the corn
tortillas.
ones, yeah.
Corn tortillas are a little harder because you have to get them so thin,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and she taught
It's
me
so
how to
good.
make tamales. You always have to use lard.
Yeah.
Lard in the
Lard.
masa harina, that makes it light and fluffy and perfect.
Yep.
She taught me and then in turn, I got good at making spaghetti sauce, and
I make really good
my
spaghetti.
spaghetti sauce blew her brains out, so she would trade. She'd, bring me something and then tell me how to make it, and then, "Do you have any of your sauce?" She would take it home, and she'd bring a spoon, and she'd eat it all the way home, right out of
Yeah.
the
I get people requesting my spaghetti sauce, my lasagna,
oh, boy,
stuff like
yeah,
that. My beef stroganoff. There's a few things.
yeah, lots of, I not basil, what's that? Okay, maybe
Oregano?
oh, no, it is basil, lots of
Yeah.
basil.
Yeah.
And, garlic, boy, I tend to overdo the garlic, but, yeah, basil, little oregano. Oregano is really, 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 really strong. Little oregano, lots of basil, and, I do a dash of cayenne pepper, just a dash.
Yeah.
That's all it takes,
Just a
and
little
then
zing, yeah.
yeah, you let it cook its brains out.
Right
Yeah,
on.
let it thicken up and shit. W Wait, oh, hey, the Mudbrooker.
Oh, there
Yo,
he is. There he
you
is. Hi,
you
Mud.
you're up early enough to catch a bit of the show? You have a show today, Mud, don't you? Yeah? Yeah, I think. Wait, mock turtle soup. Okay, hi, Charles Williamson. What is mock turtle soup?
I've had turtle soup. I don't know about mock turtle soup.
I haven't
Turtle
had
soup is
either one.
so good. My dad, I remember as a kid watching them catch the snapping turtles and then taking them apart and making the soup. So good.
Ugh, I can't imagine. Okay, what's the flavor of turtle? What would you compare it to?
It's hard to explain.
Okay, well,
It's
so, oh, Mud, I did miss your show. Fuck.
oh, it's last
Okay,
night.
everybody. Okay, I missed it. I was probably sleeping. Grampy.
Yeah,
Grampy called me
we're probably
from
looking
Las
at
Vegas.
Grampy.
Yeah,
We
Grampy
called you?
called me. He called me, yeah, because we called once back and forth, and he called me from Las Vegas, and I was sleeping. I think it was
Oh no.
8:46 last night. I was asleep, and I Facebook said, "I missed a call from Grampy Lobster." Well, fuck, and then I
He does.
called
They're having
him.
so much fun.
They are having so much fun, you guys. If you don't know who Grampy Lobster is, he's our good friend, and
They're having so much fun. I
there
was
was a
shocked that they can, because here you can't smoke in the casinos or your room or anything anymore, but there
oh,
you can.
you
He's like
can in
a
Las
cigarette, and I
Vegas.
was like, "How are you smoking?"
Oh, there are very specific designated areas, though, Corey. Very
Oh, okay.
specific. Yeah,
Not
there.
here.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to smoke anywhere. Even the
Mm.
casino, you can't. There's no smoking. There's no smoking in hotel rooms anywhere.
Uh,
I think
yeah.
some places maybe you might be able to get a smoking room. I doubt it though. Not anymore. Because they used to have, okay, that's Sylvia's saying not anymore. Because they used to have designated floors for smoking, but she's saying not anymore.
Oh,
But yeah, I
okay.
didn't think so. Not anymore. I was just so surprised. It's been so long for me to see somebody. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I smoked in my hospital
Yeah,
room.
Sylvia smoked in her hospital room too. Yeah. When
Yeah.
I was in the hospital, we had a smoking room. It was just down the hallway, but I mean, it wasn't closed or nothing. It was just a room.
No, they used to divide us with
Oh, okay. Sylvia's saying whoever smoked, they put them all in the same room
Huh.
back
So,
then, so they could all smoke in the room. So I don't remember smoking in the room, but I remember having a smoking room in the hospital.
yeah.
But yeah, we used
Okay.
to smoke everywhere. We used to smoke in restaurants, movie theaters.
I
It
used to
was so weird
smoke
because
in.
he lit a cigarette up. I was like,
I
"Where
know,
are
but
you that you're lighting a cigarette?" And he goes, "Well, you can't do that there." I said, "No,
oh,
not here, not in the
he's
casinos."
having.
And he goes, "Yeah, we can smoke on our room and everything." I was like, "No, not here."
Huh.
So he's happy about that.
He's very
And
and
they were on the they were on the search for. I think he got it though, because like I saw a video this morning. He had a pot hat, like with a
with a
pot
cannabis
leaf on
leaf
it.
on.
Yeah, it's because they were on the
Yeah.
search for pot last night. So I was
Yeah.
laughing.
Yeah. Okay. So I've requested that Grampy bring me back a refrigerator magnet. I think I have to remind him to, hit up one, because there are a million souvenir shops in Las Vegas, a million of them. So I'm going to ask he
Oh, I'm
bring
sure
me
he'll get a
back a
bunch of trinkets and shit. So
refrigerator magnet. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Mudbrooker says that turtle tastes like whooping crane. Okay. Well, okay. Now I have something to compare it to. Mud. Thank you.
whipping cream. It's hard to describe.
That's
It's really
that's
good.
very
I
helpful.
can't think of anything that it tastes like. I mean, it tastes like whipping cream. Um,
That's
yeah, it's
well.
hard. Yeah, it's hard to describe what it
Does it
tastes like.
taste aquatic,
Yeah,
like
even
maybe?
Sylvia is saying. I mean, we both know because we both tasted it, but to describe, it's like
Huh?
I guess it'd be kind of the same thing as like trying to explain to somebody tripe.
What
You know what I mean?
whooping
It's the
crane?
same thing as like tripe or something like that. It's
Well,
unless
with
you've had it,
tripe
you can't
though,
really
it's
explain what
all
it tastes like.
with
It's
tripe. It's
it's
all
earthy.
about the
It's kind of
broth.
earthy. That's all I can remember. It's kind of
Uh,
earthy. It's
uh,
really good though. It's really creamy. It was really good. Really good
yeah.
soup.
So then, okay, so that's real turtle soup. So what's
Yeah,
mock
yeah, like
turtle?
snapping turtle soup. Yeah. What? She's telling me about mock turtle soup. It's made with a cat head. Okay, a calf head. Not a.
Oh well, shit.
She
I
said a cat head.
well, even a calf head is bizarre.
Your calf head, brandy, wine, and seasonings. That's mock turtle soup. So
A
she goes, it could
calf.
be beef. It could be calf. It could be.
So are the brains and eyeballs still in there, or is it the
I thought she
cheek?
said cat. It's like, okay, then we won't be having any mock turtle soup. She doesn't have her teeth in.
Well, Kory, before I came into the green room, I said I'll be there in a few seconds. I had forgotten my upper plate. So I had to like make you wait there for a second while I went and put my teeth in. So
That's
I
okay.
get it.
I know sometimes I know because Sylvia lost her teeth, and every once in a while, I guess she forgets and she talks fast without her teeth, and you're like, what?
Her Yeah,
It's like
your
you have to
lips
talk
start
slower, slower. Yeah,
flapping.
you'll have your teeth, and she's like, oh yeah, that's right. I mean, most of the time I can understand it, but there's just sometimes, especially if she's tired. It's like
It's like
Sylvia,
listening
I
to
have no
Stephen
clue what you're
Ronan
saying.
talk. I don't usually don't
Well, see, I
understand what.
understand. We'll see. Okay, he's gonna laugh too. Most of the time when he comes on your Friday Night Lives at 3 o'clock in the morning, he's been to the bar. Let's just say that. Okay? I'm Irish. I can say it. Stephen will not
yeah.
have any problem with it. So,
Yeah.
and he's so he's a little bit tipsy. He's a little bit tired. I mean,
Mhm.
I understand him, but I can hear him slurring a little bit and stuff like that. So it's like I can understand.
Oh, see, I can't.
You guys would have difficulty understanding him. He sounds just like my grandfather, so I have no problem understanding him at all.
See, my ear is so not attuned to it. I can't tell if he's slurring. It all sounds
It's
the
so attuned. Well, I mean, yeah, he has no. I mean, he admits he's been to the bar and stuff like that. Because I mean, like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and Steven's a very happy person at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, and he's sort of
Oh,
single, so yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so
so I have, yeah, I don't have a problem with him. So, But I can understand because he does have it is pretty thick, and if you're not used to the accent, then once you listen
I
to him for a while, then you kind of get it. But you have to,
y- yeah, and he told me, he says, Robin, you're getting better at understanding me. No, I'm getting better at pretending I understand you, Stephen.
That's right. Yeah, just nod and smile.
You know?
You know, yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah,
What did I
yeah.
just agree to? I
Uh-huh.
just said,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So,
Um,
okay, I think, boy, Corey, we've been on for an hour and 18
oh wow.
minutes. So
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
doesn't it just, and this has been a blast. Okay, you guys, in regard to Maggie, Maggie, we touch base and she kind of gives me updates, and she's got a lot going on. And frankly, she has everything kept under control with her friends in
Yeah.
ill health and her husband in dire ill health. But me, I'm worried about Maggie mostly,
Yeah.
and spreading herself so thin and taking all this on her shoulders, y'all. So everybody hold a good thought for our Mags.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I
Yeah. I
want.
sent her a message yesterday and I told her to take care. I says, I understand, you feel you have to take care of everybody else, but you have to remember you got to take care of yourself too, right? And she left me a
Yeah,
message this morning and said, thanks and that I should have a good day here today and stuff like that. So she said she's doing okay. So
yeah, we're just holding your spot, Mags.
yeah,
We're all doing our best just to kind of fill in the gap that you've left here. And
you too,
Corey,
or Jay. Yeah.
Corey, thank you so much.
No, you're
Thank you
welcome.
so much
Anytime.
for being here and helping carry the show.
No
And
problem.
so we'll just keep going on. Will you come back?
Of course.
Great. Great. Okay, I'm dependent on you. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Okay, this Sunday, you guys, I might have an iron in the fire. I'm just, you just wait to hear from people. So
And
um,
if you want, maybe people will just come on. You never know, right? So
y-
it's kind of
you
hit or
know, or
miss.
I'll,
So.
or I'll wing it. I'll do my little time step and
Hey, Julie.
bullshit. Okay, so okay, Joker says, what did I miss? We're not gonna say
Bye,
that shit
Joker.
all over again, Joker.
We're nearly
Rewind.
done, Joker. We're gonna go. So
Rewind it. Yeah, so
bye.
anyhow, Corey, thanks a bunch.
Thanks
Once
everyone
again,
for coming. Thank
you
you.
guys over in the chat, we love every damn one of you. Thanks for
Yep.
showing up and spending
Thanks for
time
coming,
with us.
guys.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jolly.
okay,
Thanks, Lee.
sweetie Petey, I'm just gonna end it right here. No outro, no nothing. We're just gonna do a perfunctory uh adios, goodbye, and uh
Adios. Yeah.
okay, so I'm gonna hit end broadcast. You guys, if you are so moved to, you can hit the little coffee link. Buy me a coffee.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button, like, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and um, buy me a coffee. Okay,
Bye, baby. Bye, Jolly. Bye, Drew. Bye, everyone.
bye
Thank
everyone.
you.
Okay,